zero experts, and he's also a registered member of both the Institute of Business Strategy and Global Institute for Risk Management Standards. Soji Oni began his career in the insurance industry as an underwriting clerk with Lombard Insurance Company Limited in 1993, and was able to advance in his insurance career with top insurance companies like Unitrust Insurance Company Limited, Leadway Assurance Company Limited, Gold Link Insurance PLC, and is currently working with the Nigerian Insurance Association as the controller technical. He served as a past chairman of Fire Offices Committee of the Nigerian Insurance Institute Association for many years from 2011 to 2018. He's also a member of both the NIA Advisory Technical Committee and Pricing Committee. He was a member of the Planning Committee and facilitator at the 2017 International Fire Conference and Exhibition, organized by the Senate and the House of Representatives Joint Committee on the Interior of the National Assembly. Also, he was a member of the Planning Committee and facilitators at both the Lagos State Fire Conference 2017 and the Lagos State Vision Zero Conference 2018. Also at the Lagos International Fire Safety Conference 2024. Soji Oni was the past national president of the Fire Protection Association of Nigeria. Currently, he is a subcommittee chairman for the Lagos State Digital Compulsory Insurance Project and a member of Public Buildings and Buildings Under Construction Committee of NICOM. He represents the insurance industry in collaboration, partnership projects with various agencies in Nigeria, both at the state and the federal level. No doubt, Sojioni is a seasoned industry expert, and he would be taking us briefly on the NIRA Act. So if your hands are not too busy, I know we may not be able to clap. Can you just clap, give us a thumbs up or react in the air? Thank you very much. Thank you very much for engaging. So over to you, Sojioni.
Morning.
Good morning, sir. You can go
Yes.
ahead. Thank
Okay,
you so much.
thank you. Good morning, everyone. Let me first of all appreciate the board and management of Coronation Insurance for organizing this awesomely well. You've done beautifully well. It's apt. We need something like this. And I want to also appreciate the commissioner for insurance, Mr. Omosheyin, who has done awesomely well in seeing this through, and every member of staff of NICOM, the deputy commissioners. I want to appreciate my chairman of NIA, Mr. Kunle Ahmed, and my DG, CEO of NIA, because I remember the traveling up and down Abuja just to make sure this become ray of light. I want to appreciate Dominic as member of NIA, all the CEO Yes, we have so much. We contributed so much. Yes, in seeing this to happen. Yes, thank you so much. I can remember those times, night in the hotels, just reading and all the rest. I would also appreciate NCRB. Yes, they play so much well, both the immediate past president and the current president. I want to appreciate all stakeholders, the CBN, financial stakeholders, the CBN, all the associations, all the bodies that put, especially our consumers. Yes, our consumers, the public hearing, they have so much input. Thank you for a time like this that we have to look at this. So I will quickly, this is what I'm going to do within 30 minutes. The preamble, the keynotes. I'll be looking at the NERA 2000 key insight, the key components of NERA, the framework. I'll be looking at the benefits. I will be looking at the key risk management provision, observation and opportunity growth, and the conclusion. Okay. Before the Nigerian insurance industry, let's try and look at the pre-NERA. 1 second. Thank you. Before the Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act, NERA 2025, Nigerian insurance sector had been considered underdeveloped relatively to the size of the economy. We all agree with that. We have statistics all around. The Nigerian insurance industry has a low penetration rate of approximately 0.5 of GDP, around 0.3 to 0.6 of the population has insurance coverage, ranked 70th globally and 50th in Africa compared to South Africa of 11. South Africa is already doing 12% now. Persistent issues such as low penetration, weak public confidence, undercapitalization have hindered its ability to deliver effective financial intermediation and risk protection. Previous reform sought to address these challenges, but stopped short of achieving a comprehensive transformation. The Nigerian insurance industry was governed by outdated law, like Insurance Act of 2003, that is more than 2 decades, leading to regulatory insufficiencies, underfunding, limited global competitiveness, with persistent issues such as weak public confidence, undercapitalization, outdated regulations, ineffective claim settlement, and low market penetration, despite showing a concerted upward trend in premium generation. You know, we are now doing doing so well when it comes to premium income, but we should have done better than what we're doing presently. Previous attempt to reform appeasement and did not result into a comprehensive transformation of the sector regulatory and operational framework. This older framework failed to adequately address smoothing challenges, had outdated capital requirements, and lack provision for issues such as policyholder protection, ultimately hindering the sector growth and ability to meet contemporary needs. With a growing GDP and a young population, the industry potential for growth is significant. Yes, we have that potential, and that's why you see the interest of the foreign investors coming into the market. The recent Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act, NERA 2025, aimed to address these long-standing issues, drive reform, create a more resilient, competitive, and reliable insurance sector equipped to handle market fluctuations and contribute more sustainably to the national economy. So this is for the the key characteristics of the pre-NERA, before pre-NERA, which I've already pre-NERA, which I've said before: outdated legislation, regulatory insufficiency, low public confidence, undercapitalization, and limited scope. So let's look at NERA himself now. In a decisive strategic intervention to modernize, strengthen the insurance sector, and address long-standing challenges like low consumers' trust and weak financial capacity, a new era for the industry is being ushered in by the Nigerian Insurance Industry Act 2025, the NERA 2025, which President Bola Ahmed Tinubu JFR signed into law in July 2025. The act repeal and consolidate all insurance acts into single in a five-stroke. By doing so, the NERA 2025 seeks to overhaul the operating landscape, strengthen policyholder protection, enhance financial stability, and drive the growth and development of the insurance industry in Nigeria. It further addresses the long-standing issues that have hampered the industry, aligning it with the global standard, increasing financial stability, boost policyholder protection, and contribute to Nigerian economic growth ambition of raising annual GDP growth to 7% by 2027 and reach 1 trillion economy by 2030. You know, that is our president something. So this one, so the key change, the game changer includes substantial increase in capital requirement for insurer, mandatory separation of life and non-life businesses, and empowering the National Insurance Commission to use risk-based supervision model. This act provides a 12-month transmission period for compliance, aiming to strengthen the industry, attract investment, and improve overall market trust and efficiency. This is the game changer. So the benefit, the objective of NIRA is just for, we can summarize this, protect the policyholder, stakeholders through timely and proactive intervention, foster discipline, ethic practice, sound market conduct. Number 3, enhance insurance penetration, awareness, and growth. And last one, contribute to economic growth and promote employment generation. So these are the 4 objectives of NIRA. When we summarize it. But if you look at the framework himself, you see there are 10 of them. You have the capital requirement capitalization, the risk-based capital framework. You see the corporate governance and market conduct. You see enhanced consumer protection, which is very germane. As a matter of fact, NIRA spent time on this. Enhanced consumer protection, policyholder protection fund, consolidated legislation, all the legislation were constrained to one, promotion of adoption of technology, innovation, and competition, compulsory insurance expansion, we're going to look at that, support for economic growth and development, regional integration, when we talk about the ECOWAS Bureau, the brown card, the strengthening regulatory enforcement. So let's look at the benefit to each of those people. The policyholder who is our consumer, who is our number one, when you talk about number one stakeholder, when you talk about the stakeholder, is the number one. You have enhanced consumer protection and greater confidence. Now with NIRA, people will have so much confidence with us because now when we have Peter, we have supervisions, we have competence, we have ability to write and retention, the best of talent in the market. These customers will really have confidence to partner with us. And you can see that immediately they were signed to law. You saw the stock exchange, you saw what happened at the stock exchange. Accessible products. Now we have time. It's not about the traditional product. It's now about for us to be able to, since 2020, the big challenge has been, it is not what we have, we push to the customer. It is about what they need. So it's going to be ability for us to study the market, study our customers' needs, and give them a tailor-made policy, not a jacket-made policy fit for all. Fast, fair claim process. Yes, you know the penalty that NIRA has brought in, how you have to settle within 60 days. Digital transformation, right from the underwriting down to the claims. The policy protection fund, which have been created in case the underwriter goes out of business or is no more operating. To the insurer, yes, we have so much for the insurer. Increased capital, yes, now we can play. We can retain more business in the market. Yes, we can do a lot of business now. We have a lot of business now that we are saying we can't, that the market is not even participating on. We can do that now. Stronger and trusted insurance company, yes, you can see all insurance company now. It's not about inferior insurance company. All insurance companies are going to be stronger to meet the ability. Even those that are stronger will become mightier. That's what it's going to be. Consolidated of insurance legislation, which has been a confusion, we have everything in one bucket. Enhanced market conduct, yes, discipline will be now very much discipline. Discipline now, things have to follow principles. Market conduct have to be all those cutting rates, all those malpractices, all those things we have to go no more, because now you come to so much more investment, and you are going to talk with those investments. Innovation and efficiency, like I said, people will have more innovation, more new products, more new designs, more new ideas, more new partnership, more new collaborations, and market consolidation. We're going to have that. So it's going to be a good one for us. When we talk about for investors, yes, already you can see what we saw immediately it was signed to the law at the stock exchange. It's going to boost public trust. Yes. One of the problems we have in the industry is they say one small company. No company is small. No insurance company is small. Yes, because the way they see it is they don't understand how insurance work. But now, with all these new things that have come into place, yes, they will know that we're going to give public trust and market confidence. Yes, you can place the business with any underwriter of your choice. Growth and investment, yes, they are going to have opportunity, a platform, the best place ever to invest in, which is insurance. Increase investors' confidence, potentials for higher return for them, corporate governance and market conduct, long-term investment. For the regulators, stronger regulator oversight. Don't forget, NILA give a lot of power to regulator, to NICOM. A lot of power. Now, NICOM is going to bite. Yes, it's going to bite. Yes, so improve claim settlement. You can with NIRA, you cannot even delay claims. You cannot even deny claim once it has been admitted. So mandatory insurance, yes, NICOM have expanded. We have so much. Even NIRA gave power to NICOM. If you look at Section 75 and Section 76, when you talk about insurance of public building, it said that NICOM can add other perils, apart from the 5 perils that have been covered by they can add. So you have powers given to NICOM, which was not in Insurance Act of 2003. Regional market opportunities for us to play in and do so well. For the economy, expand financial inclusion coverage. Yes, now we can. We'll be everywhere now with the technology. We are not in Gombe. We are not doing well in Gombe. Now we can do well in Gombe. So much in other states in the area. Our support for economic growth and development, regional integration, enable regulatory and oversight, the international alignment, best practice. So we will be best practice to do things the way it's been done all over the world. These are the composite insurance that have been the secretary life, are more better now in NIRA. Section 75 building under construction. You can see it's better now. Before now, you have to do insurance while you are envisaging, while you are contemplating. But this now, you don't need to, because we've seen a lot of people find a lot of loophole because the man may not get approval. And you will have get that insurance, keep renewing before approval is given. And before you know, you will have done you can take in 4 years, 3 years. That means you will take. But now he's saying once a plan is approved and you're about to go to site, you must take that insurance. So definitely, there's approval. Then because approval is given, you have to get insurance immediately. It has also reduced our liability to workmen. Yes, which is awesome because that 2003 was too wide for us. It's not time. We need to digest it very well and see the benefit, what it has done, and also what it has done for the member of the public. Benefit. Now, Section 76, which is insurance on public building, yes, it has done awesome well. Don't forget that stadium has been added to the list. And also, it has been awesomely treated for us to look at that. Section 75 and 77, insurance for government asset, which is now a new one, made mandatory for all government assets. 78, petroleum, which is not before. It has been added, and so much is going on. The GIT, the PL, the mandatory is going on because our nation has suffered so much, especially from tanker, fuel tanker, gas tanker that has destroyed a lot without leaving the people without compensation. Professional healthcare indemnity, yes, it's now mandatory. It's in 2003, but now more better. Aviation insurance, Section 82, insurance on import of goods. By cargo, we're doing well. Yes. Section 84, insurance against third-party risk. Section 91, so 3, credit life insurance. And I must tell you, there are a lot of things that are also in the general when you talk about the trade credit. Section 203, also insurance on container. This thing has been on since 2020 when there was a lot of capital flight and government felt there is need for risk management. Why not give risk management than container deposit? So as if government was hearing, seeing the flight of the importer, the shippers, the law came in and said no more container deposit. There must be an insurance for all containers that move within Nigeria against their liability. MOC has done so well. I must appreciate MOC. NICOM, I must appreciate NICOM, Nigeria Shippers Council, NIA, MOC have done so much well to work on this something even before it became a law, and it's also a law now. And we're doing well with all the stakeholders, the shipping companies, the freight forwarders, the agents. We're doing so well. Risk management provisions. The risk-based capital requirement, now you are going to look at all these risks together, the insurance risk, the credit risk, the operational risk, the market risk. Now you have to look at it, but you need to do a valuation, assessment of it. It's no more business as usual. Enhanced supervision, strategic supervision, like I said now, focus on risk faced by the insurer, allowing more effective oversight. Your balance sheet is very key. Your risk appetite is very key. And so that there's oversight and intervention. Intervention is a key thing that makes it so much important. Strong data. Now you can have timely data. You know, one of the problem or challenge we are facing is availability of data. And even if you have one, how clean are those data, the integrity of those data? But now, with much data that we have a stronger database now that we can use in doing assessment. So it will drive a lot of accurate reporting, accurate pricing, accurate treatment, and at the end of the regulation decision will be innovation, sandbox, yes. This has come to play, a framework testing new insurance products, control that. And I came with an awesome one, which we are so glad people have started turning in to show what solution they have for claims, solution they have for KYC, solution they have for a lot of things. This is now an opportunity for us to drive this with technology. Asset liability management. Asset liability management is crucial to manage the interplay between the asset and ability to mitigate various risks and ensure long-term sustainability. You know, the whole world is talking about sustainability now. Sustainability is a key thing all over the world. So it's not about now, it's about how long, how can we sustain this process to continue. And last but not the least is the insurance policy holder protection fund, which have been created 0.25. You need to study it, which have to be created, which have to be made alive for instruments of an insurance company or when insurance company become that. And don't forget the loan. There's a loan part of it which have to be paid back. So what are the impact of this risk assessment? Why? What is the impact? It will increase resilience. Yes, it will shift from, shift to risk-based, help to ensure have sufficient capital to absorb any particular risk they are going upon. It makes them to be strong. Like I said, all the days of taking business out of the country, these days is over now. It helps us to know, there is a capital, there is a strong insurance company, it can be one of the insurance or 2 or 10 of them that have that capacity to handle this business. Fair competition. Like I said, we try capital to risk. It promotes more level playing ground for everybody, a quite fair play. So there's no small insurance company. There's no everybody with competence. It boosts investors' confidence. Yes, now because they know there's a lot of risk management in place. They have a lot of supervision in place. They can invest their money, knowing that they have a regulator who is going to corporate governance will be sustained and market conduct will be. And also a situation where the insurance with the penetration is going to be with digital transformation involvement. Improve oversight, which I've also mentioned, NICOM want to give it to it. If not for anything, we're glad that this NERA brought in this awesome reform. These are the observations. My observations and consideration, we don't want to call it challenge, but it's something that we need to look at. We need to put our pen on and start looking at it. Number one is one of it is market consolidation. So pressure, there is already pressure, there will be pressure to raise capital, leading to merger and acquisition, potential that could reduce market competition. Yes, you can see there was a country where almost 60-something became 10 insurance company in that country. Yes, became 10. Yes, because of this market consolidation, there is going to be a lot of merge and acquisition. Yes, a lot of companies have to talk to each other and do that. There's going to be what we call implementation of risk-based. It's going to be easy for companies that already have the structure in place. Yes, for those who are going to catch up, it's going to be an issue. So it requires significant investment in technology and skilled personnel. So companies that does not have technology or put technology in place, they're going to have issues with this risk-based capital. So they need to do more because it requires investment. We cannot do it without investment and skilled personnel. This is the time for the HR to do more, to train and retrain, develop skills that we have. This is the time to attract talent, and not only attract talent, retain talent. Digital inclusion, it will address digital literacy, infrastructure gap, rural and underserved community to ensure equity success. So this is it's going to be an issue. It takes a lot of investment. Yes, it takes a lot of investment. So we should be ready for it because it's going to be the game changer. So there should be investment ready for it. Sustaining growth. The underlying economic pressure, we need to work with other regulators, work with the economy, the government, to make sure inflation can have effect on underwriting performance is being worked on. So there's need for more collaboration because inflation needs to be addressed. The issue of inflation needs to be addressed. The mindset of people need to be addressed, and all the rest, because it's going to be governance concern, interaction between Please let me reshare again. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. I don't know where I stopped. I know where I stopped, but I don't know where you were able to hear me before I was logged out. Please confirm.
Stopped at the governance concern, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay. So governance concerns have mentioned there are a lot of regulators. You have the CAC, you have all those regulators, including NICOM. How do we harmonize? We do a lot of projects with them. We have CBN. We have all those agencies. How do we harmonize with them to try to see? Then we have dual oversight. Yes, the dual oversight where you have it's going to, if we don't harmonize it, it's going to create a procedural and timely complexity unless there's a clear regulatory coordination between the regulators. You will see where you have power tools of regulators. So this is an issue where we need to address to see how we collaborate. Thank God for NERA. It has brought in some of those that are outside, bring them together in one. We have a lot of regulators we are working with. Annual reports, financials have to be delivered. There are regulations around it. NICOM have a regulation around it. All these things have to be harmonized together. The future opportunity, technology. We need to leverage on technology. Nothing about it. Innovation solutions, products, I think there's more where we need to do more of micro insurance, more of climate change insurance product, more of that. We need to achieve with technology, bring in more of AI solution, more of telematic solutions that will come and address some of those data analytics, automation of claims. And I want to appreciate NIA, the Governing Council of NIA, the chairman of NIA, for awesome work they have done in respect of technology. Now in the market, in Nigeria, now we have an AI which we are using for inspection by member companies, for inspection of vehicles instead of the manual, for inspection of vehicles, and also for claims. This is awesome. We also have the AutoVin, which we're now using, authenticating the genuineness of the existence of that property before we go uncover. A lot of things the Governing Council are doing when it comes to technology. We can do more. We're just telling that you need, on the part of association, member companies need to do more of investment in respect of that, so that we'll be able to drive what we the penetration that we desire. Consumers' perception, yes, have to be addressed. Robust enlightenment, yes, there is room for us to do public awareness campaign education. Yes, I want to give it to NICOM, NIA, NICOM, SRB. Yes, we have seen them on TV, on radio, on association, yes, collaborations. We've done it well. Even my commissioner himself, all the way from Abuja, will be doing a radio live in Lagos. This is awesome. We need to do more of it. Market, do more of market, do more of associations. A lot of associations are there so that we highlight the benefit of NIRA to them. NIRA has come to highlight their fare. This perception of, if I belefu, I go shop. Now I go buy insurance. Maybe if I believe now I go buy insurance. It have to change. It's not the rich. The insurance is for the rich. Insurance, as a matter of fact, the people that need insurance more is the poor. We're changing the situation from we are not going to pay claim because you did not this. We are paying claim because we want to. That's the mentality we want to. We find every reason that want to pay claim. That's the new era. Every reason why we want to pay claim. That is the NIRA. That is what he's saying. We want to find every reason to pay claim. We want to find every reason to make somebody smart. You can see the impact when there is anything like riot and strike, a riot, and people are settled. You see how happy people are. Secondly, we need to do more of testimonials. Yes, people that have benefited. Yes, we can get their consent so that they'll be able to. We need to blow our trumpet. The days of hiding is over. Insurance work, we need to. Nobody should go to bed without insurance. People that have enjoyed from insurance need to. Collaboration with private and public sectors, yes, for the enforcement of insurance is very key, yes. And I want to give it to Lagos State Government and Abuja. NICOM has done also well in this. NICOM has partnered with a lot of, we are aware, a lot of states. NICOM have been to a lot of states, even the mosque. NICOM have been to the mosque. They've been to everywhere just to make sure they collaborate. So this collaboration is very key. If we're going to do that, we need to collaborate. What NI is doing, we're collaborating with both state government and federal government. Yes, we're collaborating with them to make sure we be able to provide insurance for the people. Because without collaboration, nothing can be done. Federal Fire Service is there, mentioned in Section 75. But Federal Fire Service alone cannot do it. Because if you know that federal service, we have state fire service. Is it Lagos State Fire Service, Lagos State Rescue Fire and Rescue Service that I want to talk about? Which the Lagos State government sports fire truck themselves. They've invested so much under the Ministry of Special Duty. We need to collaborate with them. We need to collaborate as we are collaborating with federal. We need to collaborate with other agencies that fight fire. We need to collaborate with quantity survey, Association of Quantity Surveyors, builders, and not the rest, so that we'll be able to provide this solution. Because without that collaboration, we may not be. I was talking to the builders, the president of builders, and he was saying they have over 6,000 members. 6,000 members registered alone. And this is it. So the days of patronizing quacks are not the rest. Issuing insurance to people that are not qualified is out of it. With NIRA, we have to do. Now, investment in human capital, I cannot emphasize this. The new NIRA, people underwriters must be top notch. They must be the best. Compare with the best practice. The Munich Re, the Swiss Re of this world, the Lombard of South Africa, we should be able to compete with them when it comes to underwriting because we speak the same language. The policy are different. From little things that domesticated based on peculiarity of the market. But when it comes to the competence, we must be able, don't forget, we share notes. We can also share notes. But child must invest in capital, training upon training, development, skill development, talent management, succession planning. These are key things that are there to be able to make us. This opportunity is what we should see and drive on. And lastly, we need to explore new product line. Yes, we are tired of the traditional product. We are tired of you giving me fire policy that I don't even need all the periph. Plane does not fly my area. Plane does not fly. I don't fly. Why am I going to buy? Drop you overboard from plane. Why will you charge me 0.01 and I'll pay that premium? I want a situation where you give me a customized product. That is what the world is in mind. This is their demand since 2020 during the lockdown, but yet we have not. But NIRA has given us power to be able. And I remember the commissioner saying they are ready. Bring your product, they will approve it. NICOM has assured us that they will do more of approval of new product. So product have to be. Products should not be intended. Thank God for NICOM that you can pay now monthly, quarterly, and not the rest. But the issue there is that I should buy what I need. If I don't need this Perry, I should. If I want to buy my car, use my car, pay as I use, let it be. If I want to pay I want to do my perils of my building. This is what, if I want additional, this is my premium. So these products are tailor-made. So we want to develop tailored and innovative products such as Actors Insurance, Takafu Insurance to serve previous untapped market. Please don't forget, we just said between 3 and 6%. A lot of people are concerned. A lot of people. A research was done recently at Ijebu. They asked them to mention banks that they know. When people started mentioning, they asked them to mention 5 banks. They mentioned 10 banks. And they asked them to mention insurance companies. Only one was mentioned. Why? In Ijebu. What is the problem? It calls for concern. And I want to give it to micro committee of NIA that went to the body because of this to do a public awareness with all insurance company marketers, retailers that did a publicity in Djibouti. Thank you for doing that good job. Also, the impact I've been seeing. In conclusion, the Nigerian insurance industry reform Act 2025 makes significant milestone in effort to deepen market penetration and strengthen investors' confidence in the sector. Why challenges remain? Challenges will be. So don't let, there's going to be challenges. Even when you want to grow big, the ability for you, that's why sustainability remains. Ability to be going to the during board, coming. Don't forget, as we are trying to solve one problem in risk management, some of us are students of risk management. As you provide treatment to solve risk management, you are creating another risk. So as long as we are trying to grow big, become a big market, people's demand will keep changing. Yes, they will ask us to do something for them more. So, particularly with transition to higher capital requirement and digital implementation, the long-term vision is clear. NIRA success, however, will depend on Commission's capacity to enforce consistent regulation, insurance commitment to compliance, the ability to sustain public trust in insurance as a drive of economic growth. If this reform effectively implemented, the Nigerian insurance industry is well positioned to unlock its full potential, improve investor confidence, protect policyholder interests, increase financial security for its citizens, deepen the insurance market penetration, and become a significant drive for national economic stability. NIRA 2025 is more than legislation. I will say it again. NIRA 2025 is more than legislation. It is a promise of a modern, reliable insurance landscape. As consumer protection improves and investor confidence grows, Nigerian insurance sector is poised to become a cornerstone of economic stability and inclusiveness. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Sojioni. This was indeed an enlightening session. I can see a lot of thumbs up, clapping. That's good. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. As we have heard in the session with Mr. Sojioni, NIRA is the game changer. NIRA is the new. It is more than a legislation. It is inclusiveness between not just for policyholders, but for policyholders and insurance companies, regulators. NIRA is the new. NIRA is the new. Thank you very much, everybody, for engaging. So shortly, we'll be taking a poll. Are we ready for the poll? Yeah, so we'll just be asking you a few questions. Yes, we are ready for the poll. The poll is up. We just want you to answer these few questions. Yeah, so the first question is there. How ready do you think we have for NIRA in 2026? Also, we are offering a free personalized one-on-one session with our industry experts to identify compliance gaps and new opportunities. So please just cast your votes. I'll give us 1 minute to engage on the poll. Okay, I see that we're still engaging. All right, we can carry on. We can proceed. Before we proceed, I'm sure that you've learned something. You must have picked one or two things, either as a individual policy holder or as a insurer or a regulator on this live live stream. You must have picked one or two things. And one thing I think I picked from this session is that insurance is for everybody. And in 2026, would be seeing a lot of more people taking insurance policies, buying policies. There'll be more uptake to insurance policy with these new acts. So briefly, shortly, we are going to be going into our our panelist sessions. We have two seasoned speakers who would be joining us for this session. The first person being Opeoluwa Adewi, who is a risk and compliance manager for Coronation Insurance PLC, with over 17 years experience in enterprise risk management, which includes market credits and operational risk management. He is a consultant who has led several corporate strategy and process improvement projects, driving efficiency and stronger organizational performance. He holds a BA in philosophy from the University of Ado-Ekiti and an MA in philosophy from the University of Ibadan. Opeoluwa is also a certified risk and compliance management professional and a PCEB ISO 3100 certified risk manager. Also a member of the International Association for Risk and Compliance Professional, Washington, D.C., USA. Opeoluwa currently serves as the Risk and Compliance Manager. Opeoluwa, Opeoluwa currently serves as the Risk and Compliance Manager at Coronation Insurance PLC, where he plays a key role in strengthening the company's risk governance framework, ensuring regulatory compliance, and embedding a proactive risk culture across operations. His professional experience includes leadership and advisory roles at organizations such as Keystone Bank Insurance Limited, Divine Allmark Consulting, Asset Microfinance Bank, Capital Field Investment Group, M Kobo Microfinance Bank, H. Pearson Associates, C and I Leasing PLC, and IFA Nigeria Limited, a division of the Clientele Life Assurance South Africa. Please let's give it up for Opeoluwa Adewi. And reactions, let's thumbs up. Yes, thank you very much for engaging. Also, the other panelist is we also have another seasoned panelist who is the publisher in Spain Online. I don't know how many of us know in Spain Online. We have Chuks Udo Okonta. Chuks Udo Okonta is a seasoned publisher, journalist, and insurance advocate with a background in business administration and management from the Institute of Management and Technology, IMT Enugu, and he also has a certificate in media and communication from the Lagos Business School. He has worked with the Comet newspaper. He later joined the Nation newspaper, and he currently serves as the publisher and editor-in-chief of In Spain Online, a leading platform dedicated to reporting and promoting developments within Nigeria's insurance, pension, and financial sector. Through this platform, Chuks has played a vital role in shaping industry conversation, promoting financial literacy among Nigerians. He is a past chairman of the Nigerian Association of Insurance and Pension Editors, where he provided leadership in advancing the standards of insurance and pension reporting in Nigeria. Chuks is also the founder of Insofil Initiative, a social impact project that donates insurance policies to uninsured Nigerians, promoting financial inclusion and demonstrating the value of insurance in everyday life. In addition, he hosts the Pensions Council podcast, where he discusses retirement and pension related issues with experts and retirees. Through his work, Chuks continues to drive awareness, education, and advocacy within the Nigerian insurance and pension industry. you will agree with me that Chooks is a seasoned expert. Please, can we give it up for Chooks as well? Let's just clap, let's react. Thank you very much for engaging. So we'll be going quickly into our panel session. We'll be asking different questions. We'll start with Opeoluwa Adewiyin. Opeoluwa, please can you confirm that you are ready for us and you're ready to answer our questions this morning?
Yes, thank you. I am there. You can go ahead.
Yeah, you're welcome, sir. So our first question will go like this. A lot of people still think insurance is confusing. From where you sit at Coronation Insurance, how do these new reforms actually affect the everyday interaction between insurance and customers? So what do you think the average Nigerian should expect to feel or notice?
Okay, thank you, Ayomide. I think to start with, I'll say one of the issues that we are experiencing in the insurance sector today, which Mr. Soji had actually highlighted, has to do with less projection of the insurance business, especially in Nigeria, when you look at penetration levels in Nigeria. And I think this has also been one of the reasons why there's a lot of confusion, like you used in your term. So I would say the critical thing to note here is we need more awareness and sensitization of what insurance is actually. Just from a couple of days ago, I was talking to a friend, and I'm talking to a very learned person, and he was like, "Oh, you just brought a brand new car. Why don't you just you need to do comprehensive insurance?" And his response was, "Ah, so forget that. I've done. I've just tracked my vehicle. With tracking, I think I'm fine." And I was trying to educate this person to let him know, the benefits of insurance as against that of just doing tracking. So it's a major issue in terms of people understanding what actual insurance is and what you tend to gain from doing insurance, in every aspect. I've also had experience, as an insurer of having the discussion with the customer that did insurance with my company. And after a while, it was like, wait, this money I just paid, what happens if at the end of the year, there's no accident and everything? All people are going to pay me back my money. I had to start another level of, lecturing and tutoring again. So I believe there's still a lot that needs to be done. And I believe what the Neural Act has done, is actually coming at the right time. It actually gave a little bit of push and a lot of projection also to the insurance industry. Because, I mean, starting from July, there's just this news all around about, insurance, and there's a lot of recapitalization issue. So there's just that news around the insurance sector. And even if you have people that are really close to you that really don't know anything about insurance, you see them calling you, what's happening? There's this news, I mean, there's a new regulation by the president and all that. So I believe this actually has come to help, the projection and the awareness of the insurance sector as a whole in the country. So with that, I mean, just to cap that up, I believe we insurance, we need to do a lot in terms of more sensitization, to part of what we are doing today. I believe with all the customers, I mean, what the keynote speaker had actually gone through will actually throw more light into, some of the benefits of insurance and what insurance has to offer to customers, to investors, and to the nation as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I agree with you on the point that this NIRA Act has put insurance in the limelight. There are a lot of questions because people are just getting to know that, oh, there's something called insurance and there's a NIRA Act. All right. So quickly, I just want to confirm, Mr. Chuk Sudo, I think I see you here with us. I'd like to ask you one question as well. If you're here with us, you can just come up shortly. All right, I'll just ask Where another question quick.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So one of the intentions of the Reform Act is to encourage stronger governance structure across insurance firms. In practical terms, what new expectation does this place on our internal risk teams, and how do you think they should evolve?
Okay. Thank you very much once again, Ayomde. So in terms of expectations from the internal risk teams, there's always been the expectation, even from regulators, from executive management, and from key stakeholders in terms of what they expect from the internal risk teams. So I don't think there will be any major change from what you expect from your risk team. Okay, I call them second level of defense, the risk, compliance, and internal control team. So there's really nothing much other than with the advent of the NERA Act, I believe there should be more collaboration. Gone are the days when risk management is just there sitting, reviewing, approving, and all that. So we've gone past that level now. Now with the new NERA Act, I believe there has to be more collaboration with different teams in the institution. As an insurance company, your risk department has to be very vibrant. This is not a time of armchair risk monitoring. There's something they call wear my shoes. You have to wear the shoes of other departments, know what they're supposed to do, work with them, collaborate with them. And that is when it will be easier for us to get the benefits of the NERA Act. And also, it will also be easier for us to also comply with all the key aspects of the NERA Act. For instance, when you look at most insurance companies, for instance, when you look at the claims department, this is the time when risk management needs to work more with the claims departments. Why? Because we want to satisfy our customers. The NERA Act has come to a point whereby there's an expectation from insurance companies. Claims should not be delayed. Claims should not be denied. I mean valid claims. So at this point, what is the question? What's risk management doing? What are we doing to ensure that our claims processes are efficient enough? Claims are not being delayed. At this point, in terms of risk management, this is when we should be talking of, are we setting the right limit to say for social limits for claims, we need to pay these claims on time. For the ones that think of this nature, or it needs to go through another level of, so all those is a lot of risk management improvement for all institutions. So I think it's a key expectation from, especially from management point of view and also from other stakeholders, that risk management has to be more efficient and more proactive. Risk management is proactive, and everybody now wants to start seeing risk management doing that thing they are known for, which is value addition. And we can't add value as a risk management person or as a compliance person when you are not collaborating with all the relevant departments. Right? You have the underwriting department. What's the input of risk management in underwriting? Do you work with the underwriting team? Do you review what they've done? Do you even sit with them to even understand in their mind and look at their procedures to ensure that what they are doing is risk-proof? We have the investment, which is also a key part of an insurance company. What's our investment process like? Are we complying with regulations of the prudential guidelines and even the NERA Acts? There's a new minimum capital requirements, that every insurance is trying to, meet up with now. They are reporting guidelines like concerning this new MCL. How are we complying? Is risk management, is compliance working with all those relevant departments to ensure that we are not caught napping in terms of regulatory fines and all that? So I think these are the expectations. The expectation, like I said, has always been there. The only thing is just for risk management to really sit tight and ensure that customers and basically the management and stakeholders, they start seeing, the value addition from the departments.
Thank you very much. That was very insightful. One key thing that Open mentioned is that we have now entered into the era of collaboration between risk and other business and customer-facing units. So we'll no longer just be working at the back end, but we'll now be collaborating to actually establish this scenario in our various departments and units. So quickly, Chooks, are you able to speak now, or are you able to talk now? All right. I have a question for Mr. Sojioni. Okay, Chooks
Yeah,
is
can you hear me? Good day.
yes, I can hear you. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
I can hear you. Thank you for joining us.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chooks. I can hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us. So I have just one question for you, Mr. Chooks. So I have a question for you. So you've been
You can hear me, okay?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay,
you.
can I speak now?
Yes, you can. I have a question to ask you. Can you hear me?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. So I'll just ask this question shortly. You have been reporting on Nigeria's
Thank you. Thank
insurance.
you.
You have been reporting on Nigeria's insurance and pension sectors for years, and you have seen reforms come and go. From your vantage point, how do you think this particular Reform Act will change how the ordinary Nigeria see insurance? Did you get that, sir?
Oh, the network is a bit.
Okay, let's give you a few minutes to work on your network. I'll just ask Mr. Soji Oni.
Yeah, though the line was breaking. The line was not that it didn't flow that. Hello.
Yes, sir. So we'll just hold on a bit. We'll come back to you. So let's take a question from
Hello.
Miss. Can we please hold on a bit, sir? I'll come back to your question. So I want to ask Mr. Soji Oni a
Okay.
question. All right, Mr. Soji Oni, my question to you would be, the Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act has been described as a game changer. You also described it as a game changer for the sector. In simple terms, what does this act aim to achieve, and why is it so important at this time?
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, it's a game changer. Okay, what does the act aim to achieve? Number one, to strengthen financial health, make insurer to meet higher capital requirements, which will make them to be more financially resilient, better able to handle market shocks and pay claims, timely claims. So that's number one. Number two is that it will enhance consumer protection. If you go through the you saw like almost 2 pages where he spent time on talking about consumer protection. Introduce new measures like insurance policy, holder protection fund that have to be created, and set clear timeline for claim processing, while also establishing more precise regulatory standard and a new emphasis on consumer protection procedure. So that's number two. Number three, the aim is to improve market efficiency. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So what I would call improve market efficiency and transparency. Yes, the act mandates digitalize of insurance process, I said, from underwriting to claims, which is expected to reduce fraud and increase efficiency. It also requires insurers to be more transparent by publishing their financial statement. And the one I will cap it with during my presentation is expand risk management. It makes insurance mandatory for a wider range of public buildings like shopping malls, hotels, and others, oil and gas, to embed insurance into their operations. So it expands risk management into container, it expands insurance into credit and others. So why is it important now? It's not too late. It's never late than never. Number one, there was need to modernize outdated laws. A lot of laws were outdated. So the Act replaced considered several old laws into a single comprehensive and modern legal frame. It aligned us to have a global standard. Yes, so that we don't say, our normal standard ways of saying Nigeria culture. Insurance is global. Every year we go to Ayumi outside the country. Every year we go for AIO. Every year we go for this. These are international. So it brings Nigeria insurance regulation in line with international best practice, which is crucial for international credibility and investment. Number three is why it is important now. Why now? to public confidence. A lot of confidence have been eroded. People don't even, do you know, people that spoil insurance, people that did not buy our products. People, there are three sets of people. People that bought our products that are happy, people that bought our products and they are not happy, and people that never buy at all. So the people that bought our product that are happy, they're okay, but they are not speaking. People that bought a product are not happy, maybe because they did not understand their policy, they did not do this, or there is a little thing that needs remediation. Thank God for NIA, NIA doing awesomely well in that respect. People that does not buy at all, they just say, my brother, my uncle did insurance, it did not cover. Insurance no they pay. Insurance now why you. So we need to build by increasing the financial stability of insurance company and set consumer protection. So by the time the act it become play, the act becomes restore that thing. You will see that it will restore confidence in the industry. And last for me, I wish I would say is economic growth. That is one. It's timely. That is why now, so when sort of $1 trillion economy, so that we play in this more robust and reliable insurance sector can better support economic development by providing crucial risk management services and support. Now, for example, there are a lot of projects that are going on. How do we protect all these projects? How do we protect? The local content is there. Do we? Not that I can't. You know, there are a lot of insurance that we don't do in this market. There are a lot of insurance we don't do. As a matter of fact, we don't do. So, and this will make them to take it out of the country. But with this NIRA now, I hardly bet if there's anyone going to take out of the country, because now we'll have a very strong and formidable insurer. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I do agree with you that this NIRA is an actual game changer, and it is the next best thing to us as insurance industry experts, as insurance industry regulators, and also policy holders. All right, Mr. Chris, can you kindly confirm that we're good to go now?
I'm good to go.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have one
Thank you.
question for you, Mr. Chooks. You've been reporting on the Nigeria's insurance pension sectors for many years, and you have seen many reforms come and go, the 2003 reforms, and now this 2025 reform that we have. From your own vantage point, how do you think this Reform Act will change how the ordinary Nigerian see insurance?
Thank you very much. I want to actually say kudos to the management of Coronation for providing this robust platform for us to actually have this discussion and not trying to break the protocol. I want to actually commend Mr. Uni for the insightful paper that he delivered and all other panelists that have spoken before me. Indeed, reforms, they are just laws. And laws on their own cannot do anything. You know, it is people that actually drive reforms. You know, many reforms have been, and even like people will always say, when it comes to like the country that we are in, people will always tell you that the challenges we have is not that we don't have sufficient laws to solve them, but the drive has been the problem. You know, for the public to actually believe, you know, that this NIRA 2025, for them to associate with it. I think I want to look at, just like Mr. O'Neill said, you know, the major stakeholders, they have a lot of role to play. The stakeholders, let's just take them briefly, one after the other. The first major stakeholder is the government. You know, once the government lead by example, the government ensure everything that they need to ensure. The government help in the enforcement of the law, because take it or leave it, the regulator NICOM cannot enforce the law. We saw it when the police came early this year to support the industry, and we saw the traction that followed. You know, the government have to actually support this law because they are the one that enacted the law. Now, once the government stands with the law, say this is our law, they don't see it as insurance industry thing. They don't see it as maybe insurance people thing. And they see that this is a national law that must be enforced. All that have been stated in it, everything must be followed from A to Z. You see, once people begin to see the body language of the government, you will see that they will see it as something that they need to embrace. After the government, you now come to the regulator, which is the National Insurance Commission, NICOM. NICOM has a major role to play too here, because when we talk of the past, we say people have negative perception about the insurance industry. It was because it wasn't that there was no law then, but people were doing what they want, and there was no father in the house to actually caution them. You know, all of us, we run family. If you are in your family and your children are misbehaving and nobody is telling them sit up, you see, they will take it outside. That was what the operators were doing then, because they just feel that nobody was there to caution them. They take up a premium from people, they don't pay claims and all that. Those are the things that the industry is still battling with today. The regulator have to, this law has actually empowered the regulator. You know, one of those sessions that I love very much is even when somebody complains, you have 6 complaints about that is on an insurer. That is even enough to withdraw the license, operational license of that insurer. You know, if the regulator carries the hammer very well, and people know that, oh, the regulator is here to bite, you know, and people begin to see that when their voices are heard, you see, they will easily embrace the art. And coming to the operators too, the operators, you know, this is your business. They just have to see it as their business. They must sit up. Thank God that things are actually changing, just like Mr. Oni said. The operators must live in line with the law, see that they are here to stay. You know, because when the people are happy, you get more business. Operators must do their work very too, as the major stakeholders too, and even we too. We now, like we that are in the media, thank God that you know that we have a role to play. That is why you actually engage me. We too must echo what the operators are doing. Now, before I actually, you know, maybe I end this question, I want to actually re-echo what Mr. Oni said. You know, the insurance operators must learn how to blow their trumpet. It is when they bring their trumpet, we, the media, will help them to echo it. You know, we need referrals. People should give testimonials of how, you know, the insurance have impacted them. When all these things are put together, you see, it becomes very easy for the public to actually see this law and embrace it. I think that is just my submission for now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very, very much for that, Mr. Chooks. I agree with you that the media also has an important role to play in ensuring that insurance is no longer underutilized or undervalued. I agree with you. And yes, we would always blow our horns so that, yes, the media can also assist us to, you know, further blow our horns to the general public. Thank you so much, Mr. Chooks. Thank you for that. We have so many questions from our listeners here. I'll just be asking a few that is, you know, related to the subject of NERA. So first question we have here, for, I think this would be for Mr. Sojioni. Yes, this person wants to know what's the impact of reinsurance. What is the impact on reinsurance? The impact of the NERA Act on reinsurance, and how much does the law reduce external dependence for reinsurance? Just wants to know the strength of reinsurance company going forward.
Okay, you know, thank you for that question. You know, also the reinsurance are also included in the capital, 35 billion. Apart from that, the risk base also, they are all, especially the one in Nigeria, are under the regulator. how do we reduce? NIRA have reduced the dependency on foreign. Yes, I can tell you that, because now you have on the right hand. Okay, what's the essence of reinsurance? Is an insurer who have taken more than his capacity, take it. Reinsurance also be with insurance to insurance. However, because we have more capital now, and we have our own local insurer that can support us. We have the Continental Re, we have the Nigerian Re, we have the Re, we have all those reinsurance that in local that can help us and support us. I think we can do more better. Now, not saying we can have a risk that we have to. Insurance is spread.
Okay, so I think Mr. Shajuni has some internet glitches, so we'll just continue shortly. Okay. So for Okpe, we have one question for Okpe here. The question is saying that when I insure my prop, okay, I think Mr. Soji is back. Mr. Soji,
Yes,
can
I
you
just
come?
said that. Yes, I just said that now with NIRA, we have more to retain here. We have capacity. Underwriter have capacity. Reinsurance, our local reinsurance have capacity now to retain more in this local market than. But I'm not on that ruling the fact that insurance is spread of risk. I'm not saying that we don't have business or risks that are beyond us that can spread. The Trade War Center in US, we participated here in Nigeria. So we can spread, but I'm saying we have more to retain here. There's also a sharing of knowledge, because we cannot only domesticate Nigeria. We need to share also with our foreign counterparts how they are going to, how do they treat a risk in their country. For example, if you're talking of container insurance, how is it being handled in other countries? What's the experience? Share no tech.
All right. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that insight. Yes, sir. Thank you. So we'll go quickly to Okeoluwa. I have two questions for you. We'll go over them quickly. So the first one is, when I insure my property and nothing happened to it according to the policy adopted, what happens to my money? Will I continue payment for another fiscal year?
Okay, thank you very much, IMD, and I thank the person that asked the question, the customer or the audience as well. So, if you remember when I was talking, I mentioned almost same scenario whereby somebody did an insurance, and after payment of premium, next thing they asked, like, what now happens if there was no accident to my vehicle during the year? Are you going to give me back my money and all that? I think it's about the same. It's almost the same thing. So just straight to your question, sir. It's insurance is based on pool of funds. So when you pay your premium for a particular risk, let's say, like, for instance, you're building and nothing happens during the course of the year, we need to bear it in mind that since it's a pool of funds, there's a possibility that somebody elsewhere that paid the same amount or less or higher than what you paid could have experienced a risk, and we needed to actually, pay claims to that person. So what I'm trying to say, to just drive it home, is insurance is an annual thing. You pay the premium for a particular period. Okay, you want your building to be covered for a period of 1 year, which is basically what insurance does. So within that 1 year, if anything happens to your vehicle, maybe it's fire or theft or anything, you're going to pay your claims. And also, you need to remember that even in the course of that 1 year that you pay your premium, if God forbid there's fire in the month of March, in the month of June there's theft, in the month of October there's fire again, we'll keep paying claims. However, if nothing of such happens during the period, then that means you are risk-free for that year. The new year, you have to pay another premium, which is how insurance works. So it's not, the premium you pay is not everlasting. It's not going to cover you for 2 years or 5 years or 10 years. It's just for that period of cover, which is usually 1 year. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, insurance is just for a period of 1 year. So we have a lot of questions regarding the housing policy, this household occupiers liability, public liability, third party liability, the compulsory insurance for homeowners. I'll just want Mr. Sodioni to just, take us through that this insurance, the compulsory insurance for homeowners or householders shortly, so we can answer, can close all the questions regarding this. Mr. Sojioni.
Okay, thank you. I think I need to say something. I saw a question there when somebody was talking about public building. What constitutes a public building? You must understand that all compulsory insurance, we must understand that all compulsory insurance are mandatory insurance. They are strict liability. They are strict liability, and they are liability policy. They are not material damage policy, and they are not for your benefit. It's for the benefit of the general public. And two, what constitutes a public building? Any building that is sublet or you share, even with anybody that is not related to you by blood, that you have shared with, whether it's 0.0001%, or where a member of the public have ingress to come in and go out, is a public building. So if you build a premises and you use the front for shop, but only you stay in the compound, it's a public building because people access that shop. If you build a building, you and your family are the only ones staying in that building. You and your family, but there is a bus quarter where one person is living, it's a public building. So if you don't want your building to be a public building, all you need to do is that don't allow any human being to enter into your premises, except those ones that are related to you by blood. Blood is out of insurance. But if it's anybody not related to you by blood, if they come into your premises and they suffer injury, or any of the five perils listed in section 76, then you will be liable. So that means all buildings are public buildings. All buildings are public buildings. So you must understand that. So like I said, the perils that are covered, whether it's collapse, earthquake, flood, fire, that are listed, the five of them that are listed, are these perils. It is the liability that emanates. So if that building is destroyed, it is not covered. It is somebody that comes into your premises and suffer body injury or to their property. Maybe they brought a car into your premises and there was a fire and the fire burned their car. Your building is not included, but that car, you will settle it. If you suffer injury, you will. There was a death, you will. However, if you want to do the insurance for your building, you can't love your neighbor more than yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. Then you have to take house owner and householder, which will cover your building and your content. So you must understand the difference between this. You have the one for material damage, you have one for liability. All insurance, if you look at NIRA, everything in all the composition are listed, they are all liability. And they are not ordinary liability. So different. So I see people mixing occupiers liability with builders with public building, public liability. They are not the same. They are not the same. Public liability is triggered by negligence. Occupiers liability or builders liability are not triggered by negligence. You don't need to prove that the person is a trespasser, that you lock your gate, the person coming. Provided the person is your premises or the person is licensee, the person invited and he suffered injury on your premises, you will be held liable. So you must understand the difference. But however, our members have a lot of policy which coordination can also provide. Householder, house owner. House owner is for owner of the building, and householder is for the content. So a landlord can take house owner, householder, which will cover the building, house owner, the content. A tenant can take householder. So from take occupiers liability, section 76, you can also take house owner and householder. If you don't want to take that, because that is 1 month comprehensive, but for one of the section, which is a business, you take fire special peril. Industrial risk are there, special perils are there, which will cover all the perils that can happen to your business. But you must understand that all compulsory insurance, those insurance are they are not mandatory, they're not statutory. Whether it's industrial risk, whether it's except a regulator specifically request for it. But when it talks about insurance on optional, I want everybody, no person will invest so much in a building I will not want to do insurance of that building if that building is destroyed by fire, if that building collapses, if that building is destroyed. Not take an appropriate insurance. Tell this underwriter, hey, apart from taking occupancy liability because the landlord, you can see the panic all over Nigeria now. The landlord are very scared now because of the section 76. They are scared now. They want to, whether they will put it to the house rent or anything, but the insurance is that have an insurance. So that people that come in and go out have that they are protected, them and their property. However, for yourself, for your property, please take householder and householder insurance. You can also, which you have a comprehensive one. In that householder, you have almost section like 15 sections. You can take all risk in it. You can take private liability and public liability in it. You can take risk. You can take as many. Your underwriters know how to package it for you so that you have it. We call it comprehensive. But however, please take it. No, I'm always saying however. No matter the package you are taking, please be sure that you always talk to your underwriter for them to give you the best. Don't assume. There's no assumption in insurance. Don't assume. That is why they said when you talk about duty of disclosure, such disclosure, matter of fact, whether asked for or not. So don't assume this part is not important. Leave it on the underwriter to determine. Oh, in my house, there is a bus cutter. In my house, there is a gutter. In my house, there is a soakaway. In my house, the adjacent is a district. Disclose offer. They will not. Please don't be scared. All risks are coverable. All risks are insurable, provided it meets the insurable interest. Insurable risk, it purpose good faith, it's not against public policy. All these things will be insured. They have a way. And if they cannot, they can accept it under what we call a conditional basis. And they can also involve the reinsurance into it to see how they. I have never seen where they turn out. If Celine Dion can insure her voice, if some people can insure their leg, footballer, there is nothing that is not insurable. However, tell your underwriter, they will provide solution to it. But all insurance you saw in that compulsory, I always tell people, it's 16 of them. It's 16 of them. That's not made public liability compulsory. In our first country, public liability is compulsory. But now I just made it compulsory for the gas, petroleum gas, and this thing. It's supposed to be for everybody. As a individual that has a dog in the house, you should have a personal liability. So in case your dog bites anybody. But it's not compulsory in Nigeria yet, but that is why they have made occupancy liability compulsory. Although biting of dog is not included in that occupancy liability, but you can tell your underwriter they will include it. That's why I love that. Seriously, NIRA is the best. It now gives regulator opportunity to expand the scope of covers under Section 76. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So, I have just one more question for you, sir, before you go. So there are a lot of questions as to, getting documentation for the from customers, BVN, and a lot of people are asking that clients are very reluctant to share those information. And we know that in the provisions of the NIRA Act, in the provisions of NIRA, we are required to provide those informations. So I don't know if you could throw more light or explain to us why those documentations are really, really important.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I want to hold my video. Thank you so much for that question. I'm amazed. Number one, before I even talk of NIRA, why is it difficult? Oh, sorry. I thought I want my video. Okay. So why is it that people will refuse to give us BVN and NIL, but when every other agency asks them, they give it? That's the question we should ask. So I'm even talking before NIRA. So why is it difficult? Because normally this is the essence of even the KYC, all those things is to identify the subject matter himself. is to identify that this person exists. We call it subject matter. The policy that exists is just to give us more information, to link, to help us know who this person is, for fraud protection, for financial inclusion, for access to service, for a lot of things. Why will it be difficult for someone to give us? That's the big question we want to ask. Now, if they can give it to the banks, if they can give it to every other person, why will it be difficult? And don't even forget, all the people you are giving to, they are not, as a matter of fact, we are the one protecting them too. Because these people, we are the one protecting all their assets, even the service they are rendering to you, they are all insured. Now, somebody want to insure your property. God forbid if anything happened to it. And he asks you, can you give me your BVI and ill and all the rest? And you are feeling reluctant to give. You have an investment you put on the ground, 60 million, 80 million, 250 million property on ground, and you don't want to give. Well, it's beyond insurance company asking, is a compliance issue. It's an international best practice issue. You understand the all the issue that is going on globally, the attack, terrorism, and all the rest. And there's an essence for us to identify the person, the risk owner. We call it the risk owner or the chief risk owner, and to identify the subject matter, the risk himself, to attach the two together. So we've seen a situation where people insure one vehicle with 6 insurance companies. We see a situation where people insure things that never existed, a car that never existed. We've seen people insuring the life of somebody who is not their parents. We've seen it. So we've seen a situation, a lot of things, which it will help us to follow international regulation requirement for compliance. And it will also help us to be able to align, because it's a financial transaction. Money has to be exchanged. God forbid the property is destroyed, is that we pay cash, or we repair, we use money to repair, we replace, we use money to replace, we restate, we use money to restate. Cash has to flow. So don't forget, it's not only insurance that requires it, all financial sectors are requested to have it. Yes, for Neil, which is mandatory, we understand what was going on when the government said everybody have to do Neil, have to have a registration. We need to notify where you live. We need to know who you are. We need to know, your age. We need to know a lot of things. So for us, who you are transacting insurance to, it makes it easy for us when there's a claim for us to be able to pay you. It's easy for us to be able to identify, and marry you together with the risk you have brought to us. And when there is fraud, it helps for us to be able to separate you from the fraud. So for us, it is important. It's now NIRA has now make it mandatory for the two to be given. So no underwriter. So this area of they don't give me, they give me is over. It is mandatory. Is either you want to give it and do insurance, or you will not be able to access the benefit of insurance. So if you want to access the benefit, and we don't have problem. Let me say this. Let's give it to the commercials, to the business entity. We don't have problem with them. And we don't also have problems with associations where they have groups. They always give us all those things. So when we have major issue, and that's why we need to do more of sensitization, more of people, their fear, their worries, address their fear and worries that if I expose my BVN, that slogan that I've been on, that if I be a BVN, if I show my BVN, I can assure you insurance, they understand data protection. No insurer will disclose your data, your information anyhow, carelessly. It and go to the way of that, the digital, the whole thing, the secrecy is there, and cyber attack is also taken into cognizance that we make sure we protect the data of our insurance. So be confident. What we need to assure people is be confident your data is safe. Nothing will happen, and you access financial transaction without having regret going into business with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So this is for our underwriters, our sales agents, brokers. So we now realize that documentation, KYC, is important. It is key. I'll just go over quickly to Mr. Chooks. Mr. Chooks, please come in if you can. So I just want to ask you a question about your InsoFeel project. You are making insurance feel human and relatable with that project. With this new Reform Act, what opportunities do you see for pushing that mission further so that more people feel included? Okay, Mr. Chooks, you are muted. Can you please unmute?
Thank you. Thank you for bringing.
You're muted, sir. You're muted.
Okay. You can hear me now?
Yes, we can. Yes, sir.
Hello? Okay, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for actually bringing in inshore fee. You know, inshore fee, yeah, we call it inshore fee initiative. It was the initiative that came through a robust research. And uh, in the local palace, we said the initial fee where the strategies uh, 2 years seller strategy.
All right, Mr.
The
Chooks, I think you're having a bit of a glitch with your network. So I'll just give you a few minutes to sort that out.
Strategy for many
All
of
right.
us that
So Mr. Chooks, just give you a few minutes to solve your network glitch. So I have a question for Opeolua. Opeolua, can you please come in? Thank you. Finally, as someone that is in a forward-thinking institution like Coronation Insurance PLC, what immediate steps would you recommend insurers to take to ensure full compliance with the Reform Act and avoid regulatory penalties?
Yes, thank you very much, Arimide, once again. The new act came at a time when operators, were actually preparing. I'm sure a couple of insurance companies started preparing for a possible increase in the minimum capital requirement. So I believe most institutions, most insurance companies at the point have started, the forward-looking ones have been thinking, oh, how do we go about it? How do we increase our capital and all that? But when it finally came, it was just a matter, because it was just a matter of time, because we knew it was going to come. And so when it eventually came, I believe a couple of companies must have just, aligned with, the provisions of the act. So it's just a matter of you bringing out your plans, and setting out how do we implement all these plans. So, but in terms of compliance, because the NERA actually came up with some challenges as well, especially when you look at the reporting area, before now, in terms of reporting the returns, you do 15th of the following month. At times, some of us would do 15 working days after the new month and all that. But now, with the new act, things have changed. The returns, the timeline for returns are actually shortened and all that. So it comes with its own challenges. But what I recommend and what we are doing currently in Coronation is anything that will expose you as an insurance company to regulatory fines, to non-compliance issue, you make it a major KPI for relevant stakeholders. So for instance, if we all know that when you send returns, and these returns that we send, are actually roles and responsibilities from different departments. So basically what we do is this becomes, a key performance indicator for those departments. And they don't, they know the implication of not meeting up with those tasks. So another thing we have done, internally is to ensure that we also set our own internal timelines. So if NICOM says submit your report by 10th of the month, we set our internal timeline, which is actually lesser than that. Because if you decide to do, we all use technology, and technology is not as certain as we presume. At times, your technology might actually mess up and you'll not be able to, meet up with those timelines. So what we do basically is set our internal timelines that ensures that we give gap for any issue that might come up, and this actually ensures or gives us the opportunity to comply with most of aspects of the law. So I believe a key part is reporting, like I mentioned, and even when we look at the minimum capital requirements, there's a timeline for that, which is July next year. Most insurance companies, I believe, has been able to send in their recapitalization plans. So these are the things that people need to be responsible for. You have responsibilities, and like I mentioned in my earlier, when you asked the question, I was talking about the issue of collaboration. Every department in our organization needs to collaborate at this point. This is not the time when you say, oh, it is legal that should do this. It is compliance that should do this. It is underwriting that should do this. There should be collaboration because we're all working towards the same objective. So I believe that that's all I have to say on that. Compliance is sacrosanct. It is a regulatory issue, and we must comply. And as a forward-looking insurance company, you set in your procedures, review your current procedures, and see where the gaps are. Give responsibilities to those who should do those tasks, and follow up as well to ensure that those tasks are being done. And currently, that is what we do. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that contribution, Mr. Opeldua. So from what Okwe said, we see that setting internal timelines for organization is important to avoid regulatory fines. That's one of the key tips that Opeldua has given us right now. Okay, so I'll just go over quickly to some questions that we have still on this housing insurance and use of BVN. So there are a lot of suggestions in the comments that says that since we already use BVN for our bank accounts, NIRA should create a central database to use for credit scoring, reducing fraud, and boosting confidence in the insurance market. So I don't know. I would like Mr. Sojioni to just throw some lights into
Sorry,
that
please
question.
help me. You need to come with the question again. I just changed my network to another network now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since the person is asking, since we already use BVN for our banks, that can't there be like a central database is there a central database that NIRA is also working on?
Okay, thank you. I think we must understand the fact that NIRA gives the regulator opportunity for innovations, for fresh ideas that can come in. A lot of people have asked the question, BVN was designed by the Bankers Committee for their own purpose. How cannot insurance have their own, which would be, apart from NIL, that is general? You must understand we have a regulator that is forward-looking, that is innovative-driven. And also, don't also forget in the association, we have a governing council who is also thinking in line with that. But you must understand one thing, and that remains the fact that we are all in financial sector, and to assess financial, for example, if we are going to transact any payments now to anyone, it still have to go through the financial process, pay the banks, do transfer online, do a lot of things. And those are the information that we need. For example, it's not only limited to BVN, NIN. There are other data, there are other things that we may ask you to provide. For example, for example, if you have issue of theft, if you have the issue of claim investigation, that may be, oh, there's need for police, there is a debt, there is need for police, there is need for firefighters report, there is need for all this. So it's not only BVN and it, but I must tell you that the industry is well looking. They are coming with the best way to make the customer feel comfortable, best way to make our process seamless. Don't forget, we have limited time to settle claim. We have a limited time to deliver. Now we have our customers, we have a member company that deliver policy within a day. Within a day, we are not waiting for 30 days of Act 2020, 2003. Now we have payments that are made instantly, claim payment that are made instantly. So we just pray the indulgence of our insuring public is to cooperate with us, cooperate with our regulator, cooperate like Chuck said, it is now important for the regulator for people to understand that the regulator is forthcoming. Yes, regulators are there to enforce things. No, don't forget, the regulator is to protect the policyholder. That's their number one something. So we should be looking. I will just say, please, all the insuring public, be expecting much from us. Hold the insurance company responsible. We are there to give you the best and the best. Whatever is going to make it easy for you to assess your policy on time, get response from all time, customer care service on time, claims, report your claim on time. Look at what we did, the Governing Council did on NIP. Now you can report your claim, instant report. You don't need to go, you can report your claim. Apart from a member company where they have customer care that you can talk to, try the customer care of some of our members, you will speak to them instantly. So for me, I think what we need is whatever requirement, any underwriter, or we ask, please let's support them with that. If it's not germane, we will not ask for it. If it's fundamental, it is definitely for us to. For example, just imagine you pay a claim without collecting what we call substantial document, a verification before you pay the claim. What will happen? It will be as if you're supporting fraud, support terrorism, supporting anything. So that is why we should understand, like I've said it all, the assurance we can give to you is that any information given to us, any data given to us are confidential. But however, innovation is going on. Every day, partnering digital now, we're going to come up with many things that can make life easy for both the insuring public and our member company. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I have a last final question for you here. So this person is asking about credit life. So credit life is one of the compulsory insurance classes in Nigeria. Credit providers are required to ensure that borrowers who obtain loans above 10 million must be covered under a credit life insurance policy. However, sir, may I raise a policy concern? Does this threshold not in practice exclude micro and small scale enterprises who typically obtain loan amounts below 10 million? Considering the country's financial inclusion objectives, this provision appears to predominantly target medium and large borrowers, thereby leaving a significant portion of vulnerable small-scale borrowers outside compulsory credit life insurance protection framework. What can be done?
I don't think there is exclusion of anybody, especially where the NERA is talking about financial inclusion. So I don't think so. But what I can say is this: there is need for us to speak to our life companies. They will have a way better way. Even our micro, they will tell you for all those micro companies that you're talking, whether it's all those micro banks that you're talking about, they are well protected. That's one I can assure you. They are well protected by our member companies. So I don't think the law, the NERA, exclude them. I think there is another arrangement, better arrangement for them. But what I would say is this: the regulator is working. A lot of guidelines have been coming out since after the NERA. And don't forget that the NERA is not final. It's not the one in all. Regulation will come in where powers are given to the regulator to do to come up with regulations, come up with directives and others. And you bear witness, a lot have been coming up, whether it's TACAF, whether it's micro, whether it's all this. So for me, I would just say, please let's assume if NIRA, one of its major objectives was financial inclusion, I don't think anybody will be left out of financial transaction, insurance transaction. I don't think so. So what I would just say is let's see how it unfold. But I would advise that person talk with a life Coronation have life department, which you can talk to, which they will be able to give you more. I think Coronation will share their life contact to reach out to you so that you understand that even the micro, they are well protected in this whole arrangement. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, so we have a question here that says, are there seamless processes available for individual or homeowners to insure their properties? We'll definitely be answering that questions. We'll show our contacts at the end of the webinar, our contact information, and you can reach out to us. Yes, it's a very seamless process. So I'll just go quickly to Mr. Chooks. Mr. Chooks, can you please come in? Mr. Chooks, please come in. All right, so I think Mr. Chooks still has issues with his internet, so we'll just...
He's in. Let him unmute himself. He's
Okay,
in
okay.
already.
Okay. Okay,
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Chooks. Thank you. Thank you for joining again. Thank you. So we're talking about your InsureField project. So can you just throw more light to your InsureField project and the opportunities you see for that project and how it will make more people feel included? Okay, so I think he's still having issues with his internet. That we'll just ask Mr. Sojioni one more question and we'll call it a day. So for someone hearing about the Reform Act for the first time today, what is one thing you think they must remember so they don't get lost in all the information that we've shared today?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. This is just one thing I'll just say. For someone who is said about the Reform Act, you must remember that the Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act of 2025 is fundamentally modernize and strengthen Nigerian insurance sector by enforcing stricter capital requirements, prioritizing our customers' protection, especially fast claim payout. Now we have stipulated period that claim have to be settled and mandating digitalization of service. So the landmark legislation, which I will call the landmark, replace outdated one. Yes, it has replaced outdated one. No more insurance of 2003. So it aimed to boost your confidence of our consumers, confidence of the investors, confidence of underwriters. Yes, underwriter can boldly today and attract investment, foreign investment, local foreign investment, ultimately supporting the goal of our president, a $1 trillion economy. So for our customers, you have a NIRA that is there for you to protect you, give you more power as a consumer, more power as a consumer. Get your insurance, get it done, and what you have is no underwriter. Let me even say this. Before now, let's be sincere. Before now, all our member company has been meeting up their obligation, I can say it boldly, 100%. All NI member company, they have been paying their claims. That's why I say there's no smoke something. There is issues where you have ambiguity, issues where you have misunderstanding. This is covered, this is not covered. Why this? Why this? Where customer does not read this policy, where customer does not do this and not the rest. Yes, those are, even as a matter of fact, even with NIRA, place have to be in place where we are trying to address complaints. A super responsive complaint bureau that is going to take care of that. But you must understand now that the insurer, that confidence or fear of going to transact insurance is over. Any insurance company you approach, you pre the other confidence that they will settle your claim. Don't think about it. Just go and sleep. As a matter of fact, I always preach this everywhere I go. Do not go to bed without having insurance. If you don't go to bed without having insurance, NIRA, don't go to bed without having NIRA. Secondly, when you sleep, sleep well. Oh, sleep well. Wake up. Go to your insurance company with confidence. They will settle your claim. And now your insurance company have so much more to handle. For the insurance company, we have so much now. We have to deploy technology. We have to deploy a lot of things to make it happen for our customer. We will serve you where you are. Our consumers, stay where you are. We're going to serve you and you get it better. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for NIRA. Thank you for our nation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sojioni. Thank you for selling insurance to us today. You've sure done that to us today, for us today. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to our speakers, Mr. Sojioni, Mr. Opeoluwa, Mr. Chuksudo. Thank you so much. So we'll be going to the closing remarks and the vote of thanks, which would be taken by Nuruddin Jamiu, our head of reinsurance here at Coronation Insurance PLC. Over to you, Nuruddin.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here today. My name is Nuruddin Jamiu, and I'm the team lead for insurance at Coronation Insurance PLC. So, it's been a pleasure hosting this conversation on the new Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act. I want to appreciate your time, attention, and curiosity. This really means a lot to us today. And what we wanted to achieve today was simple. Like, we want to make this reform understandable and to show how it affects you, whether you are running a business, advising clients, or simply planning for the future. From everything we have shared today, it is clear that there is a real opportunity in this new regulatory direction and decision that we've seen that the understanding it's going to puts all of us at an advantage. I want to really thank our keynote speaker, Mr. Sojioni, and our panelists, Mr. Opeoluwa and Mr. Chooks. Thank you for your expertise and the practicable perspectives and knowledge that you brought to this conversation. Really, you helped us to connect these dots and gave us the context many people often lack. And to our amiable moderator, Ayomide, thank you for guiding the conversation so thoughtfully. And to everyone that has joined, who joined us today, thank you for your contributions. Your questions made this session very rich, like it makes it even richer. I hope you are living with clearer insights on this reform and how to make it work for you. At Coronation Insurance PLC, we'll keep pushing these conversations like this because we believe knowledge is powerful only when shared with everyone. And our goal is to keep breaking down insurance and bringing it closer to the people it was built to serve. And do not hesitate if you have further questions or feedback, please reach out to us. And remember to connect with us on all our social media platforms for more resources, details on all our upcoming webinars. Thank you once again, and do have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you to our joiners. Thank you to our panelists, our keynote speaker. Thank you, everyone, for your contributions. And I remain your humble moderator, Ayomide Sugar. Thank you for joining in. Thank you so much.